Okay, y'all. Marlon Wayans, he's getting exposed for satanic stuff. New movie. He's all over the place. He's coming out now, something similar to how Cat Williams came out with the satanic stuff and all of this stuff. A lot of these celebrities call themselves revamping their careers. And they're, knee deep in the satanic mess. But he been doing this. He been doing this, y'all. So we about to talk about it right now because everybody is talking about this new movie. So let's get to it, y'all. Hello and welcome to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like this video. And thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To my day ones, twos, and threes. Thank you to all my new subscribers that's coming in. That means well. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you all. And welcome, welcome, welcome. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only, so everything is alleged, some is not, and the fair accuse is in my description box, y'all. So let's get to it, y'all. Let's get to it. First, I want to say happy Thursday. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Please stay safe and all that good stuff. Please stay aware of your surroundings, and please, y'all, watch the company that you keep, because it just may save your life or keep you out of trouble. Okay, y'all? So let's get to it. Let's get to it. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. This guy name is ringing all over the place. It's almost like Cat Williams all over again. Okay? And Cat Williams tried to fool us, y'all. I'm just going to put it out there. He tried to fool us talking about he was against the, the elites and all of this stuff, and at the same time he was throwing up symbolism after symbolism after symbolism, and he sit back and he watched and listened to what people was talking about on the internet and this and that and this, and Cat Williams came with everything, okay, when he popped out. Well, they calling Marlon Wayans out on his stuff as well, y'all. They calling him out. But before we get started on this new movie that he got coming out, okay, y'all, we're about to take a little trip down memory lane, because about 3 years ago, I think about three years or so, I did a video on him and Jennifer Hudson. My day ones, twos, and threes, y'all remember. I did a video on him, and I was like, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't rest. I said something is going on with Jennifer Hudson, and she was just in a relationship with him. She had just did that Respect movie. And I was looking at all the signs that they were putting up all around her. And it was just like they were lining her up to be the next sacrifice in the industry. And I said, she better get away from this guy right here. And right after I did that video, y'all remember she broke up with him. I was like, oh my God, because they act like they was in love, okay? They was inseparable. I did that video and I showed how the industry lined people up and how she was next in line to be lined up. If she would have still been with this guy to this day, I don't think Jennifer Hudson would have still been here. I think she was going to be his sacrifice. And I think she felt something too, because I'm going to tell y'all this. When you grow up in a church or a kingdom hall, whatever religion you grow up in, sometimes it stick with people and sometimes it don't. You could be one of those kids, and I was just against it. I was just so tired of it. It was just too much, okay? And when I got older, everything that, was taught to me back then, it's coming out now. But when I was younger, I was like sick of it. Me and my mom was just going at it. Like, I'm tired of going to the hall. I'm tired of this. But when I got older, now I understand. And some people it's going to stick with and some people it's not. And I think that Jennifer Hudson is somebody that grew up in a church. So you can't just pull the wool over her eyes. I think she felt some stuff, but I think she got confirmation afterwards. Now, I ain't saying she watched my video, but after I did that video, they broke up. And she never looked back again. And I'm glad she did, because this one right here is a dark. Okay, y'all, my personal opinion. It's something dark about Marlon, y'all. And like I said, I'm going to go down. You see him throwing up his little horns right here. But I want to go down memory lane of when they were together. And they were together, they call themselves Start Dating when she did that Respect movie. And this is where it all started for me, when I started saying, the industry do not like Chicago people. I say this all the time. And him get hooking up with her, it wasn't no coincidence. Them putting them in this movie together, this was no coincidence. They put somebody in a movie with somebody that grew up in the church. They put him in a movie with her, and they end up starting to date. And this guy got a history of demonic stuff. His family go way back into, I'm just saying, y'all, my personal opinion, some demonic stuff, okay? And I was telling y'all about the scenes and how they were trying to make everything so angelic and all of this stuff. And it was things that he was saying to her in the movie. And then they threw up them 3 6s when she was walking up the stairs in the Respect movie. Like, how do you do a Respect movie about a church person and then you throwing up 3 6s into the movie? We're going to talk about it. And I took screenshots of these little scenes right here, and I was showing y'all how, you know, they was doing the making of the movie and scenes here and there, and everything had something to do with somebody going to the upper room. I'm just saying, y'all. From this T-shirt the guy had on, talking about light and balloons, and y'all know that when they usually let up balloons, somebody passed away. I kept talking about this over and over and over again, and I said, this keep reminding me of Whitney Houston before she passed, and how, you know, they did her videos and everything, and she's looking up into, like, she's looking into the sky and all of it. Just the same thing that they were doing with Jennifer Hudson. And everybody was saying in my comment section, yeah, them Wayans, they do for the, you know, a sacrifice. Okay, remember they were saying this, and I was like, it's so much eerie stuff that's taking place right now, and it's the same. They were doing the same thing that they were doing to Whitney before she left here. Okay, with the white on, almost similar outfits too. I was like, wow, what the heck is going on? Then they kept showing scenes of her by exit doors and stuff like that. Light, and then it said balloon something right here on his T-shirt. It was like everything was just coming together like a puzzle while I was watching everything that she was doing during that time. And I was like, this relationship that she got with him is not good. I said this. I said it. It's not good. She's going to have to get out this relationship, because if she don't, she's going to be somebody that going to end up being sacrificed to her own self. And she never looked back after she left. They kept showing scenes of her with scribble on her and stuff like that. And I remember I looked up all of the meaning of this stuff. I'm going to put the video up after this one. I'm going to put it on there at the end so you all can go back and look at that video. But I was showing how they had all this scribble stuff on here. And then she was by this exit door. You know, they kept showing exit and all of this stuff. And I was like, they about to line Jennifer Hudson up. I don't care what nobody says. Somebody up to something. And look, y'all, you can't tell the difference between her and Whitney Houston in some of these scenes. And I was like, this is eerie. I also talked about the chandeliers and the meaning of her being up under the chandeliers and all that stuff. And I said that chandelier means essence of light. And you know, they into, you know, all of this sun worship and all of this stuff too. Then they were showing her, I showed you pictures of her on the red carpet, I believe, going to events, and they had the Nissan car stuff around her. And I was saying that, you know, it's a lot of eerie stuff about cars and looking like buses hitting her and stuff like that. Remember I was telling y'all that in the video, and I was telling y'all that Nissan, it represented the land of the rising sun too. It was a lot of just eerie stuff that was going on during that time. Then they had her looking like a ghost right here. Y'all remember when I showed y'all this? But they kept showing like a car coming her way. It kept showing, and I was like, she better be careful traveling and stuff like this. Y'all, I know my day 1s, 2s, and 3s, remember, but you know, the new people don't know that I put this up. I talked about her on the red carpet with this outfit on, with the chains and the locks and the chains and stuff like that, as if she was, you know, being held hostage or something, y'all. I talked about this as well. I talked about I wouldn't even wear that chain anymore, because that chain represented that movie. I would put that chain up and I wouldn't even be dealing with that, because of the fact that they was flashing that 666 in that Respect movie. Remember I was telling y'all that? And then, you know, the purple, y'all know what the purple represents. It either represents wealth, or it either represents sacrifice. And she was on the carpet with that red, that purple. And I told y'all, they took the camera down to her feet, and you see this ET right here. And remember when I told y'all that ET, if you go look up ET in business meaning, it means early termination. And all the exits and stuff, it was just so much subliminal messages that they were putting out that I was like, oh my God. She is in so much danger, she don't even realize it. And yeah, y'all, they had her posing, looking all up in the sky and all of that stuff during that time. And it was her 40th birthday. And remember, I was telling y'all that number 4 kept popping up as well. I do believe that she was supposed to be, somebody that they were going to get up out of here. That they were going to get up out of here as if she would have stayed with somebody from the industry. They were going to get her up out of here. And I want y'all to pay attention to the, Marlon Wayans, them. They're from New York. Everybody that's from New York, and I ain't trying to be funny, they can't stand the Chicago people. They cannot stand them. They like getting lined up left and right dealing with New Yorkers. And he's from that same inner circle of P. Diddy now. And this made me start thinking too, y'all, because Marlon Wayans' name pops up a lot, and he be around a certain people that then got erased out of the industry. And they try to act like it's not a big deal, the things that's coming out about Marlon Wayans and the things he's saying, but really listen to him. He just did an interview on Shannon Sharp not too long ago. And I want y'all to also pay attention to the fact that when he started making this movie, this Him movie, they were filming the Him movie, some of the scenes during the solar eclipse. Because one of the main characters, the guy that's playing the football player or whatever, he was asking where his Bible at, because he said that the scene was so eerie that he had to call his grandma or something. He wanted to know where his Bible was, because they were doing the filming of some of the scenes during the solar eclipse, y'all. That came up in the numbers as well. I got little numbers I put up here too. Something is a brewing, y'all. Y'all remember I kept telling y'all about birds flying high and stuff like that. During this time of this Respect movie, they kept putting birds and stuff around Jennifer Hudson and all of that stuff. And I was like, oh my goodness, what do they have planned for her? And she broke right up with them. She did. This sign right here, it says lure at the bottom of the sign, y'all. Lure, like they luring her somewhere. This is what the sign said. I don't know if I put the picture up or not. But he said, you know what it is. Supporting her boo thing, and you know what it is. This is what she put up. I am J Hood supporting her boo thing. I don't think she realized what she had on her hand, and when she finally realized it, she was like, I'm out. There's something dark about Marlon Wayans, y'all. It really is. This is how they met on the set of Respect. Well, how they start, their little romance started. And then she broke up with him. She's with Common now. I think he's from Chicago too. And, allegedly they doing better or whatever. But I tell y'all all the time, sometimes people go back to what they're used to. Sometimes people get money. It's something similar to Nicki Minaj. She got money. She didn't want no industry man. She wanted to be with somebody that she grew up with around and knowing from the hood. Jennifer Hudson's from Chicago. I think Common is from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense that she went back to what she know, because when people start getting into that industry and they start finding out the dark stuff that's going on with the industry, they don't want nothing at it. So I'm not surprised that she's now with somebody else that don't have anything to do with the industry. Remember when I did the video? And this is the name of the video I did. Is Hollywood trying to line up Jennifer Hudson, allegedly? Is she about to be Marlon Wayans? Look at the 666 that they flashed up here when Jennifer Hudson was walking up the stairs in that movie Respect. I was talking about this, and now everybody else is talking about Marlon Wayans too now. Okay, y'all? Look at she's doing the, angel situation right here, the duality, the black and white. A lot of people had on, at this event, everybody had on black, like it was going to be a funeral or something. This is what they were doing. And I was like, this is so weird. So now this is coming back up again. I keep telling y'all, it's weird how I do a video on somebody and then some years later, everybody else is catching up now. But now Marlon Wayans has this new movie out. And as you can see, um, this is from the movie. This is from the movie Him. It's supposed to be Marlon Wayans allegedly, I guess, playing the devil. Playing the devil, y'all. And a word on the street is this movie is so demonic. It's crazy, but it makes sense. Everything that I've been doing with the numbers, all of it goes into what's going to come out with this movie. When Mothri passed away, when a lot of other people in the industry passed away, Touchdown was coming up in the numbers. So it makes sense that this football movie is going to be demonic, and they have Marlon playing this demon in here, y'all. When I tell y'all stuff comes full circle, it really, really do. This is the new movie, Him. That's supposed to be coming out this month with Him. Now, mind you, when this movie came, was in the making, a lot of weird stuff started coming out about the Wayans brothers and all of this stuff. They were saying that the older brother taught them how to kiss with the, with the tongue and all of that stuff. Y'all remember that? And everybody was like, ugh, and talking about that. Then, around this time that they were working on this movie as well, Marlon came out to talk about his daughter that turned to, the she dressed like a guy now. So his daughter came out. So I think that a lot of the things that they do, they trying to get support from everybody. So he got a new movie come out. He let the world know that his daughter is, a he, and, you get the support from that side as well. They know what they're doing out here, y'all. They know what they're doing in the industry when they're trying to push certain things. They know what they're doing. This is the guy right here that said that they did some of the scenes during the solar eclipse, and he said it was eerie. He started saying, "Where my Bible at? Call my granny. I got, he was kind of, all over the place. After he did a certain scene, he wasn't feeling right about it. And this guy wanted his Bible. Okay, y'all? So this movie is going to be a doozy right here. And a lot of it is making sense, to be honest with y'all. A lot of things are making sense. This guy been doing some, satanic stuff. Not only is he into satanic stuff, and word on the street, he's a Mason. He's into all of this Kabbalah stuff. Word on the street. This is what I heard. So I'm saying allegedly because I don't know. But I know what was coming up in the numbers. And it makes sense now to why I was feeling the way I was feeling back then. I didn't know all the details of this guy. But, as you learning stuff and the years go by, you're learning more and more things about him. And it's really, really dark, y'all. A lot of stuff is dark about this guy right here. He'll do anything to be in the industry. Even, play along with the satanic stuff. This is another one that plays with God a lot. He mocks God. He said, "Oh, God loves me," and this and that and this. But at the same time, he mocks God. He does. He's into satanic stuff. And he's into pushing a certain agenda out right now. And for some reason, I don't know, is comedians, maybe it's comedians' turn. I don't know, because the rappers that's all into all of this demonic stuff, you see how they fall in one by one. Now look at the comedians that's coming out, and they're attached to this satanic mess. Look what's going on with Cat Williams. I thought he was in the clear, but word on the street is he's still not in the clear about that body that took, somebody that worked for him, another comedian that passed away at a house that he rented. So he's not even still out the clear too. There's a lot of rumors still going around about that as well. Now other people are saying, "Oh, they just trying to line Cat Williams up." But if Cat Williams is out here playing games with God and all this symbolic stuff and think he doing something major, it is what it is, y'all. It is what it is. Some people that call themselves trying to sell their soul, they enjoy the little riches for a little bit, and some people, they don't enjoy it at all. They get taken up out of there right away, calling they stuff playing games. So sometimes they get to, enjoy some of this money that they call themselves selling their soul for. But sometimes they don't. And I'm gonna say this. I got a bad feeling around this movie. When I say I got a bad feeling around this movie, I got a bad feeling that something or someone close to Marlon is. You remember when they were making certain movies like The Exorcist and all that stuff, and a lot of bad stuff was happening to people in the movie or people close to the people? This, I do believe, is going to have that kind of domino effect. That either somebody close to Marlon Wayans is on the chopping block, or somebody that's in this movie is on the chopping block. There has to be some type of sacrifice for them to, carry on. I'm just saying, y'all. Just saying. I think something is going to happen to somebody in his circle, to be honest. This is his son hanging out with his friends, and they all throwing up the sixes. This is Marlon Wayans' son. So, yeah. Burn on Street is his son. And they all throwing up the sixes. They all been, in this inner circle of demonic stuff. And I'm going to tell y'all this. This guy went to college. He was around P. Diddy now. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm wondering now, did he know that Tupac and Biggie was going to be taken out? The reason why I say this is because a lot of people are side-eyeing Marlon right now. They're side-eyeing him. He doing interviews. He did an interview on Shannon Sharpe. He's telling Shannon Sharpe that he was the last person. Well, he wasn't the last person, but he was saying that 20 minutes before Tupac went out, he seen Tupac. 20 minutes before Biggie passed away, he saw Biggie. Which made me start thinking, how I be thinking out the box. Did he know that they were going to pass? If he's friends with P. Diddy, did he know what was going on? They all into this Masonic stuff. Did he know? Was he saying his goodbyes? See, a lot of people keep their name out there when things like this go on. This is how they keep their name out there in the streets. They know when something finna happen. They go and make their appearance so they can be like, oh, be in an interview later on saying, yeah, I you know what I'm saying, y'all? Did he know? Did he know? Because I'm going to tell y'all this. A lot of them know what's going on. A lot of them do. Mike Tyson, he done let the cat out the bag a couple times that he knew of something that was about to take place. When he did that interview with Mo3 and Boosie, he acted like he knew that they were about to line up Mo3. My day one, Susan 3, y'all remember I did a video on it. I said Mike Tyson acted like he knew what was coming. Mike Tyson is also entwined in this little situation with Tupac them too. They were all going to his house and hanging out at his house as well. Is this why Mike Tyson knew about a lot of stuff that was going on in the industry? You have to ask yourself this question. Did Marlon know that Tupac was about to be taken out that night? Because a lot of people already know right now, okay, that it didn't matter. It really didn't matter that Tupac had that little pause session with that guy up there at the, after the fight was over. When Tupac jumped that guy, it didn't matter because the guy whose uncle is locked up right now, he said that they already was about to take Tupac out because P. Diddy put a hit on Tupac. So that was just the icing on the cake when that guy got jumped. That was just the icing on the cake. I think that was a play for people to say, oh, this is why they took him out, because he jumped this guy. To make it look as if it wasn't a hit, but it was a hit. It didn't matter if he jumped that guy or not. Tupac was not going to make it that night. He had $1 million on his head. And this guy that went to college with P. Diddy pops up and go to talk to Tupac before he passed. And he said, oh, the look on Tupac's face, when I walked away from him and stuff, it was just like an innocence about him. He wanted to be free and da 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 da. Then he bragged about he saw Biggie 20 minutes before he passed. 20 and 20 is 40, y'all. There go that 40 again. I keep telling y'all, they do this stuff by the numbers. Jennifer Hudson was celebrating her 40th birthday during the time this Respect movie came out. That go that number 4 again. He's from New York. He hung out with the same inner circle of P. Diddy, them, and all of that. This one right here. This is crazy on so many levels, y'all. It really is. 20 minutes before Biggie passed, he said his goodbyes. 20 minutes before Tupac passed, he said his goodbye. Did he know? They said, word on the street, P. Diddy had something to do with it. You went to college with him. You buddies with him. Did you know? Did you know? A lot of these, rappers and all of these people hang out together, entertainers. How did he end up being on a picture? The only picture that allegedly they took together. Look who in the corner over here. And I want you to look at the symbolism. Look at the 5-star ring. The 5-star ring. Look at the skull and bones on Tupac's t-shirt. And look who's sitting over here in the corner. You can't make this up, y'all. He sit up there and said he saw Tupac before he passed. He got to see him before he passed. 20 minutes. Wasn't he in a movie called Above the Rim with Tupac? Y'all let me know if I'm tripping or not, but wasn't Marlon the one that took Tupac out in the movie? He was the last one to see him alive. He looked him in his face. Marlon is running around here looking like the Grim Reaper, y'all. That's what he's starting to look like. That he knows when people about to pass. Just like, remember I told y'all about Prince, Michael Jackson? And people was laughing at me, but later on, stories came out that the security guard of P. Diddy was the same security guard of Michael Jackson. Prince, the female he was dating, she worked for Jay-Z. Him and Jay-Z had just did a deal with that title stuff for Prince music to be on his title. And then all mysteriously now, Prince is just running around here smoking his kneecaps off when he started dealing with Jay-Z. Was it a coincidence or did they take him out? Y'all. I keep telling people, you got to be careful who you messing with in this industry. Because you might not make it out of it. You have to be careful who you messing with in the industry. I say this all the time. He's on all these podcasts and stuff now, running around here talking about how he was the last person. 20 minutes before Tupac passed, I was with him. 20 minutes before Biggie, I was with him. And then there's a picture of Tupac and Biggie together, and you are on the picture in the corner. And he got his Skull and Bones t-shirt on and his little 5-star ring, and you sitting in the corner. And you played in a movie with him before he passed, taking him out. And he's talking about the look on Tupac's face when he was getting in the car, him and his brother leaving Tupac 20 minutes before he passed. You can't make this up, y'all. You cannot make this up. The industry is sick. They're sick, y'all. They really are. This is the interview that he did, y'all. Go back and check the interview out. And he's talking about Biggie, and he's joking about it. It's funny to him. Saying that Biggie and talking about how Biggie was breathing when he was talking and all of this. It's a joke to him. Not only that, he said something to Shannon Sharp in the interview. He said, you might pass away 20 minutes after he leave there. And Shannon Sharp said, he ain't going nowhere. That's what he said. That's some crazy stuff to say, you know, to joke about Tupac's passing 20 minutes after you see him. Joke about Biggie passing 20 minutes after you see him. And then throw that energy towards somebody that's interviewing you and say you might pass away too after 20 minutes. Y'all tell me, do it seem sincere or does it seem like he bragging about being the Grim Reaper? And I don't think it's a coincidence. I think a lot of these celebrities know when somebody finna pass. They know. They just be hoping it ain't their turn coming up because they didn't dibbled and dabbled in the satanic stuff as well. But this movie that's about to come out, don't be surprised if don't nobody get sacred to the face for this movie. Okay, y'all. He played Boogaloo on Above the Rim. Boogaloo 666. They just flip right here 696, but that's 666 right here. Boogaloo. Okay. 73 in ordinal is what it equals. Solar eclipse. This is when he played Boogaloo on Above the Rim. Solar eclipse coming up under 73. Now, there are interviews and people talking about this movie, him, and they're saying that the lead person, one of the guys, the white guy, he said some of the scenes was done on the day of the solar eclipse. That's a ritual. That's a ritual, y'all, all day long. And guess what 73 equals? Ritual, sacred to the face. Somebody big is going to go out, or somebody connected to that movie, or somebody playing in that movie. Something is going to go down, y'all. This is a ritual movie. And it's not a lot of, it is a lot of ritual movies, but a lot of these movies, go back and do the history on a lot of these movies that's satanic. A lot of people close to them, or the people that played in some of these roles, they end up passing away afterwards. This is what's going to happen with this movie. And remember, you heard it here first. Okay, y'all? 666 also equals 73. Also equals 73. I put in him, and look what comes up, y'all. 83. 83 comes up there 2 times. That's take you out of numbers. Okay? 3 sixes right here. Solar eclipse was on 4/8, wasn't it, y'all? And that's the date of the solar eclipse. You know what else equals 156? You see this 156? I want y'all to pay attention to 156. This movie. Okay? 156. Remember 156. Take you out of numbers. 83. It can go 83 or 38. Either way you want to look at it. July 23rd, 1972 is when Marlon Wayans was born. Look at the picture with the blood coming out of one eye. There is about to be a sacrifice, y'all, with this movie. They did a ritual on the solar eclipse. They did scenes on the movie the day of the solar eclipse. Okay? This is about to be a sacrifice to the face when this movie come out. Somebody is not going to make it out of this movie, or connected to somebody that's tied to this movie. Look at here. July 23rd is his birthday. I want y'all to still keep that. Him equals 156. Okay, I want y'all to keep that in your head for a second, because we're going to talk about that. That 156 equals a couple things. Okay, y'all. July 23rd is his birthday, 1972. Do you see in reduction 38? Take you out of numbers. And I want you to look at 232 comes on here 2 times. That's skull and bones. Somebody's going to pass away connected to this movie. Yeah. It's going to be some type of sacred to the fight. Look at this 46. Just like when Dolph was taken out and Yo Gotti went to the White House. You remember that Joe Biden's wife had on a shirt with the number 46 on there? Do y'all remember when Drake went on that comedy show and he was mocking the passing of Takeoff, and they had the bowling alley shirt? He had on a 46 or 64 shirt too. Same thing, y'all. There's a sacrifice of brewing. The industry knows when some stuff is about to go down. They know. Okay? Marlon Wayans equals 156, y'all. Not only do I told you I remember that number 156 because 156 equals him. Okay? His name equals 156. Reduction equals solar eclipse date 48 as well, y'all. And look at the 1008. Ain't that something similar to the address that was what the takeoff got taken out at? Somebody close to him is going to call. They're going to fall. Somebody close to Marlon Wayans is going to fall. Serious. And they got a big family. There's a lot of brothers, sisters going on with them. And I'm not trying to, I'm just telling y'all, according to these numbers and according to how other movies that went and this and that and popping up. And I told y'all that touchdown in the movie is about football. It's about football. Okay, y'all? Something is a brewing, y'all. Angel of Demise. Okay, y'all? That also equals 165. It's flipped though, 591. Angel of Demise. Why is it that every single time, and there go that 15, 1-5, right there, Angel of Demise. I want you to look at this. The 15 is on him, I do believe. Him. There it is, 51 and 15. Angel of Demise. Somebody is going to pass away. Y'all, you got to be careful when you going into these movies. I know people be, looking to get a big role and get their name out there, but you have to be careful of what you choose to be a part of. When I told y'all about Jennifer Hudson and him and they broke up, I started laughing. I came back. Lord have mercy. I came back. I told my day one, Susan Threes. I was like, y'all don't know that she see the video, but she broke up with him after that video. Y'all, she dodged something. She dodged something. And she probably felt it. If you didn't grow up in the church and stuff like that and it stick to you some type of way, you can feel when something ain't right, y'all. Okay, you can feel it. Everything that he was saying in that movie, saying he's kissing an angel and her lips feel like the clouds and all kind of stuff he was saying. He was just saying some weird stuff. And then when he was, dating her, the things that he was doing, and they were, just playing around, and he was dropping his pants and all of that stuff. Now, some people were saying that he was making it look as if he was laughing, saying that she was singing his pants down or something off. But did it mean that, or did it mean that, she was about to get caught with her pants down? Okay, remember I said this, y'all. And then he was doing, he was at that piano that day. I don't know if I put that up here. But do y'all no, I didn't put it in. He was at that piano one day. And I said, look at the piano. This is what he was, this was when he was with, Jennifer Hudson. And I said that everything around him is like past tense, like somebody passing away. You know what I'm saying? That's the vibe that you got when he was with Jennifer Hudson. Like there was going to be a life loss. And he had Nat King Cole on the, he was doing the Nat King Cole song at the piano. And that's one of his biggest songs is Unforgettable. And I was talking about that. Like, if somebody's unforgettable, they're not there anymore. And then he had Bob Marley. And one of his biggest songs is No Woman, No Cry. Okay? You ain't gonna cry if she ain't there. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that was coming together when I was like, wow, this is crazy. Now I want to go into a few more things about the 156, because the 156 also equals it equals him. It equals his name or his birthday or something like that. It also equals satanic, and it also equals 666, and it also equals liar. So he's a big liar. People think he's one way, but he's another way. According to these numbers, y'all. I don't know him, but this is what I'm saying. What else did I want to talk about? What else? The 30. him, I think, equals 30. That equals monster and hummer to the side, y'all. Homicide, y'all. That was coming up. Touchdown equals 201. 201 represents, the secret society, y'all. It also represents 23, the skull and bones. Touchdown. His birthday, 7/23/1972 equals 31. 31 equals soul. So it wasn't a surprise that he was in that movie about respect, the Queen of Soul. He was put in there for a reason. They wanted him to get close to Jennifer Hudson. It was a reason for that. Okay, y'all? It's just like a lot of these industry people, they set up with somebody. They do it on purpose. They set certain individuals up. Joker also equals 31. And he's always joking about something. But 31 also equals disturbed. That there's something wrong with him, y'all. Now, another thing that kept coming up in the numbers was Ghazi Shami. And I'm going to tell y'all this. Ghazi is over Empire distribution deal with all the people that passes away when he allegedly, mysteriously needs the money. And he holds on to their masters until they pay him back. But they never get a chance to pay him back because they end up passing away. So, y'all go figure. This new movie, I don't think it's... I'm just saying, y'all. I think it's going to be some type of, sacrifice going to come from this movie. Just like Exorcist. And just like, what was that? Don't Go Into the Light, Caroline. What was that, y'all? I forgot the name of that movie. But a lot of people passed away in that movie as well. And it was mysterious passings that happened. So don't be surprised that this don't take place with this as well, because y'all remember what took place when that solar eclipse happened. Something that don't happen for a long time, that solar eclipse. And there were a lot of negative energy coming from that solar eclipse. And they did scenes from this movie on that day. So y'all, if you do watch the movie, protect yourself, pray over it, whatever. But yeah, y'all, he is finally being exposed. And they said this movie is, is going to show his true colors of what he's really about. They say you're not going to see, he's not going to be like you've ever seen him before or something they've been saying. But we've been knowing this. I felt that energy from him from the start, that there was something not right about him. I felt that from the start. And now that more information came out about his family, after they got I guess it was the Walk of Fame or whatever they call it, the star on in Hollywood on the ground, whatever. Something ain't adding up about this whole family, to be honest. I was, happy that they got their flowers, but I didn't realize all the dark energy that was going from some of the people that's connected to this family. Like a lot of dark energy. Now, I'm wondering now if all the other brothers and sisters is into the same thing as well. That's another thing that I'm wondering. Because we know now that he has sold out. He sold out. He wants to be just like P. Diddy. By any means necessary to make that money. If he got to, put up Baphomet, whatever he got to do, he's doing it. He's doing it. And for some reason, a lot of these older actors and stuff like that are starting to dibble and dabble in satanic stuff more now. Or maybe they just, maybe they've been doing it, but we just wasn't paying attention at first. And now that we paying it attention, it's more obvious. Because a lot of people tell me and reach out to me on my emails and my IG, and they was like, you open my eyes to a lot of stuff. I'm still learning myself. I'm still learning myself about a lot of stuff that's going on in this industry. So you have to pay attention to a lot of stuff that's going on around you when it comes to these celebrities. And it doesn't matter about rappers and actors and stuff like that. The comedians, they all are a part of the stuff. And, the more that they push this stuff out, this agenda, the higher up they go. The higher up they go until their time is up. And that's when the shitka hits the fan. And a lot of them don't want to go. Just like that guy from Friends. he knew he was about to be taken out. He was sending up the Batman signals and everything. He was posting up Batman signals, y'all. The one that passed away. The Chandler guy, whatever his name is. Yes. They know when their time is up. I guess some of them get a date. And some of them try to fight it because they don't want to go. They want to live, stay a little bit longer. When they first stand up for this mess, they think it's a joke. But it ain't a joke. It's not. And it ain't about, witches and warlocks and all of that stuff. It ain't about that. Because when they get lined up, they make sure they go out because they landing them up for them to go out. We see that. And they doing it by these numbers. And a lot of these celebrities, they have spiritual advisors so that they can line stuff up by certain dates and numbers and stuff. Pimp C passing away on Jay-Z's birthday. Y'all think that was a coincidence? It's not. A lot of this stuff is done by the numbers. And it is what it is, y'all. It really is. But yes, he is being exposed finally, y'all. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, I told y'all someone right about him. Something wasn't right about him. And they use every advantage that they possibly can. And a lot of them want to get the LGBTQ community behind them. Because even though there are people that's in the LGBTQ community, there are some that they don't like the stuff that's going on out here. They don't like the satanic stuff they're pushing on the kids and stuff like that. They don't like that stuff. A lot of them reach out to me and say, I see you talk about this. I had one in my comment section. He said, I've been sweating Skittles for the longest and I wouldn't wear that. I don't hate people. You have to get to know me as far as my page. You have to get to know me. I'm not bashing anybody or anything like that. That's just how I say, because I don't know what to say. So I say she, he, or whatever. Because you don't know if it's a she or a he half the time. You don't. So I just say she, he, or whatever. Sweating Skidler, that's how I just say it. But I don't mean no harm. But a lot of stuff that's going on, a lot of people that's, tied to that community, they don't like a lot of stuff that's going on either. They don't like the satanic stuff that's being pushed out. They don't like certain things as well. And they reach out to me and they tell me about these things. But this one right here, yeah, y'all, satanic is all outdoors. He is tied to allegedly Mason stuff. I don't know. I don't be around him. I don't want to be around him. But this is what, my research has brought me to. And I'm just saying, y'all, a lot of the rumors that's going around. So I'm going to say allegedly, but yeah, y'all, this is crazy. This is crazy. A lot of these celebrities that people think that, these people don't care about. How can they care about y'all when they don't care about themselves? They don't care. When you playing with God, you playing with yourself. You playing with your life. When you playing with God. And look at that picture of the blood coming out his eye and all of that stuff. Remind you of somebody else, don't it? Lil Durk, that's fighting for his life right now. Who did he start hanging out with? The Jay-Z and them and everybody in the industry that been running around here allegedly lining other people up. A lot of the stuff is karma. And they think they're doing something big and, I'm about to make it big. I'm about to push this agenda again and I'm going to do this and do that. But when your time comes, don't y'all be out here trying to feel bad for him. Because he's dibbling and dabbling in this satanic mess. And ain't nothing you can do about it. I'm just saying, y'all. Ain't nothing you can do about it. This guy has little ones. When you start dealing in stuff like this, you put your own family on the chopping block, not just yourself. But a lot of these people don't care. They don't care. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like the video. Thank you all so much for watching. And if you want to support the channel, y'all know what to do. Peace.